if it is even on the increase. We'll also be going to the delegation of the federal government at COP28, the controversial number of persons that we have taken for that event, for a country that is poor, for a country that is trying to adapt to the new situation of things. Should we be the ones transporting that large number of persons to such an event? Lastly, we'll be talking about the Japa syndrome and how it has negatively affected the health sector. About 4,000 doctors have been said to have, in quotes, Nigerian parlance now, Japa, left the shores of the country in looking out for better lives for themselves and for their families. And that has gone on to affect the medical situation here in Nigeria. Many persons no longer have access to health. In fact, to health facilities. In fact, I can confirm to you that hospitals now reduce outpatient surgeries because they lack personnel. Hamid Fatih is to my right, Femi Morgan is to my left. In a couple of minutes, I'll be touching these topics very quickly. Good afternoon to you, Hamid. Femi Morgan.
Good afternoon.
And of course, Hamid Fatih.
Good afternoon.
Man on black cap. Very quickly, let's begin with the military bombings and killings. This is not the first time it is happening.
Yes.
But this time around, under
the Taurid Lagbaja.
Lieutenant General Taurid Lagbaja. It has happened again. They said they were trying to look for bandits, and boom, over 66 dead, boom, 85 dead, over 100 dead right now. I think it's about 115 as at the last count, and several persons injured. Was it worth it?
I don't understand the intelligence gathering of the Nigerian military. And if we want to truly probe this issue, we must ask the military, is it that they did not get the right intelligence? Or is it that they deliberately want to rile the northern peoples of Kaduna states at a time of the Maulud? And you want to sabotage the cooperation of the locals who are supposed to even help with information gathering? Because you can't bomb a people at a festive period and then come to them to ask for information the next time. It's dire. It's problematic. It also shows that the amount of monies we are pumping into the military is not giving us the right results. And I dare say that perhaps we begin to probe this military, the rank and file. We need to ask the question, who gave the order? How did the information that... What happened?
What went wrong?
What went wrong? And this is not the first time we've had the Nigerian military bombing, and I want to use the Nigerian military because there are times it was the Navy, there were times it was the Nigerian military bombing. At least we've had about 10. So we need to ask those questions. It is not about the lack of armory any longer. It is about the lack of intelligence and the lack of tact.
Very quickly, Amid, the Chief of Army Staff was in Kaduna to meet with the traditional rulers and to seek forgiveness. Forgiveness over hundreds of lives. Over 77 were said to have been buried in a mass burial that happened not too long after the bombings, and they said they were chasing bandits. Apologies can bring back no single soul. How did we land here?
Thank you so much, Shegun. For the fact that the Lieutenant General Taurid Lagbaja visited Kaduna, shows that he's taking responsibility for the misdeeds of the Nigerian army, that made that strike. But I want to note that it is actually very pathetic that at this point in time, Nigeria military, we call ourselves Giant of Africa, but it almost looks like in every sector of the country we are failing. It is a simple drone can be able to give them a live shot of those they want to bomb without even having to step out from where they are. A Nigerian robot developer developed a drone just some months ago, I think earlier this year or was it late last year, that can fire missiles itself. The drone gives them a live coverage of what is happening. the federal government of the country said they're going to adopt these things. Aside from the fact that this was even built by Nigerian, we have something similar that has been built by foreigners, so that we should be spending our money on. I mean, sensors to be able to know what is happening.
We can go on and on.
It is pathetic. Very, very
really
disheartening.
It's really sad. And like somebody said, I mean, people who are angry have been protesting all along in Abuja here and there. Lives. If I was
the chief of army staff, I should resign the following day. I mean,
why is our president not there?
He should have sacked the chief of army staff immediately.
President Bola Ahmed Tinubu.
I mean,
why not leave COP and come to the place?
Sorry guys, on COP.
He should have even resigned, or he should have been sacked from office immediately.
It takes us to our second topic. The controversies came up just a few days ago, I think during the weekend. Nigeria had a very large contingent. At the beginning, they said it was 1,100 and something. Then one essay came to speak.
1,143.
Yeah, it was not really explanatory. It was more, he just came to speak. I mean, there was nothing he was conveying across. Another essay came to speak. Finally, another essay. I mean, one of the numerous essays of the president came out to say they were just 422. I mean, 422 now for a poor, in quote, for a poor Nigeria. Let me start with Ami this time. For a poor Nigeria. 432 delegates, including children. I mean, I saw a video of the president's son. I don't know about the second son, but the second list, a list said the second son of the president was there. But I mean, why is Nigeria that Nigerians, you are telling Nigerians to keep it calm, I mean, manage their lives, but
the continuous culture of extravagant spending in Nigeria is one of the reasons why we have been in retrogression for many years. We are too extravagant as a nation, as a poor nation. Let me use that word. Just a few months ago, the president of Republic of Nigeria, Bola Tinubu, came on here to say that Nigerians, I wish that there was another way, but I'm sorry, there is no other way. It will be hard. This man came live on TV to address hundreds of millions of Nigerians, telling us that we have to be patient, telling us that we have to understand the current situation of the country. Now, this same president who pursued his son out of the federal government fake meeting, going behind the back to bring the same son to, is Nigeria a country for the Tinubu family alone? These are the first questions you're asking. It's not even about the highest number of people going there now, because there are a lot of questions we have to ask. If the president is sponsoring, the federal government is sponsoring the sons of the president to the COP28, where that leaves those who are meant to be the policy makers. What leaves them behind? It's pathetic. Honestly,
your thoughts on this topic?
Yeah, I feel that Tinubu is a great disappointment at this time. Yes, at this time, because we expect a president of prudence, a president who understands that Nigerians are suffering, a president who has been in the trenches, who has been in the opposition for years. And it's clear to him that Nigeria is not working. It's clear to him that we need to trim down our excesses as a people. And then you get to power, and then you are doing the opposite of rationality.
We are taking people to COP. We are building.
You are doing the opposite.
For the vice president.
You are doing the opposite of rationality. From the budget to the expenditure, from the supplementary budget to the 2024 budget, to COP, to appropriation bill, to the recent revelation of how much you spend for eating. It shows that our president has gone to sleep.
We are the only ones tying our.
We are only one. Yes, it's problematic.
The political guys are not doing same. All right, very quickly now, Femi Morgan, because of very short time that we have with us for the program today. Lastly, the Japa syndrome and the fact that even an average Nigerian cannot have access to a medical doctor. You cannot fall sick in peace anymore. I'll start with you this time around, Amit Fateh. Now you cannot even fall sick anyhow. If you needed the grace of God 2 times before, you need the grace of God now multiplied by 10, because outpatient surgeries can no longer hold. Hospitals are saying, please, let's reduce your number. Let's have so number. 4,000 doctors confirmed to have left the shores of the country, and we are on our own. In 1 minute, Amit Fateh, analyze this issue.
There is no way we won't have that situation. Our doctors are poorly paid in Nigeria. Our doctors are not given the adequate facilities to be able to carry out their profession. Before you know it, doctors will go on strike in Nigeria. Their demands, monies are not being paid. What they need to even function, to work themselves as a profession, to save lives of people, we do not have it in Nigeria. Let us ask ourselves, life-threatening, what's it called, health issues in Nigeria, do we even have the facilities to operate them in critical situations? Why do we have to take our leaders out of the country when they are in critical situation? That tells us that we have a poor health sector in the country, coupled with the fact that those who are now the health workers in that poor health sector are now still being underpaid.
And they are living.
I mean, they have to live.
Very quickly now,
that's where we are.
Your take on this subject matter.
A recent ratio says that Nigeria now has to grapple with 1 doctor to 600 people. And then the WHO says Nigeria needs at least 237,000 doctors. And we don't even have that at all. We are not there at all. Our current health budget.
The government was saying that we need more doctors.
Our current health budget is about 1.3 trillion. 1.3 trillion divided by 20 FM.
We talked about it last week.
Divided by 20 FMCs. Divided to about 22 teaching hospitals. Then look at all the counterpart donors, and I mean, you see that money is chicken change compared to the problems we are facing in the country.
The sector.
The supplementary budget, healthcare was not even acknowledged. So budgeting for healthcare is poor. Let's go to primary health. The primary health sector, you can't treat malaria in peace. Malaria is even, don't have malaria, because malaria is even, the cost of malaria drug right now is like going to rob a bank. The basic issues in our healthcare are bloated. They cannot be even explored within 5 seconds.
Thank you very much, Femi Morgan. I mean, you know the beauty of having these guys here with me in the studio. They say it as it is. There's fire when there needs to be fire. There's thunder when there needs to be thunder. And there's peace when there needs to be peace. Unfortunately, we don't usually have too much of peace. It's usually thunder, fire, brimstone, fire, thunder. But I guess it's because of our political class and what they do. I guess when they begin to make Nigerians happy, you'll be seeing a little bit of peace on this set. But here we say it as it is. We've talked about 3 topics very quickly here on the show today: the military and the bombing, recent bombing that happened in Kaduna. Loss of lives. This won't happen. This frequently in an organized world. In an organized society. And then, if something like this happens, somebody has to pay for it. Secondly, is the issue of the fact that we took 428 people now. Were paid. 428 persons were paid and catered for by the federal government. We don't have their names yet. We only told they are from ministry, this ministry, that. And lastly, the Japa syndrome and the fact that 4,000 doctors are out of the shores of Nigeria, and Nigerians now need God more than ever. There's an adage in Nigeria that says that it doesn't have to be much for the soup to be sweet. The most important thing is that the soup is sweet, regardless of how small the soup is. This is all we can afford on the program this beautiful Thursday afternoon. Come next week Thursday, by God's special grace, we'll be here in the studio to give you updates about things happening in the world of politics and issues that are eating up the polity. On behalf of Olabode Olalekan and Sulaiman Adeni, Melanie Shola, Olalekan Adetunji. These are the guys that have been behind the scenes pressing the right buttons. And yes, I can also see Laomi also in the studio helping with things. Fatih Ahmed, Femi Morgan have been my guests. My name is Sheikh Godoy, and I'm saying have yourselves a fantastic day. Stay out of trouble. God bless you.